Hello. Wow. In today's video, we're going to talk about stats and talents. Let's get right into it. So let's talk about stats. Some people don't know how to get stronger and how to do a lot of damage or what these stats are. In my opinion, player speed and weapon damage is not your main concern. It's all about shadow power, shadow agility, and shadow reach. These two, for right now as we speak, they are essential because they said they're gonna buff up weapons, but it's not the case yet. So if that's the case, I will make a video about the weapon stats and the weapon talents. But for right now, we're gonna make sure that you guys are getting stronger and have knowledge on stats and talent. Shadow power. Unleash great force, raising your shadow damage by 5% per level, which means that every single 1 skill points gives a 5% increased damage. Shadow agility. Let shadow move swifter, increase speed by 2% per level, which means 1 skill point gives 2% extra speed. Shadow reach. Extend shadow reach, making it 1% longer per level. 1 skill points equals 1% longer range. Okay? What is the ideal step? If you have enough skill points, and if you do been leveling up your current level as you are right now, and if you watch the previous video which I post, how to reach a level 350 really fast. If you watch that, you should be able to be level 350 in a couple of days or in a couple of hours. First things first, 200 on every single stat is the soft spot if it comes to being fast, being able to move fast and stuff like that and do a lot of damage. And then the overcap comes, the extra skills that we were getting as the levels were going up. What do I have? 230 max in shadow power. Always go for max shadow power. Shadow agility. I feel like 200 is a good spot. It's a soft spot that they are extremely fast. You can go over it if you want to, but I go for shadow reach because yeah, I love my extend, and I know from a 100% fact on 200 they're already fast. All right, so have your skill points like this, then you should be good. Player speed. I use player speed because I love to be fast in my dungeons, in my inferno runs, and everything that I do. I would like to be a little bit faster than the average player. Talents. What should you go for? What is the best build? There are a couple of builds. I can give you 2 of them to use in dungeons or in general content. Always go for Shadow Lord. Shadow Lord increases 10% of your shadow damage. It's pretty good stuff. Shadow ult reduction. This makes it that your ultimate hit goes from whatever it is to a minus. So it reduces the hit mark for your unit going to his ultimate. So what does that mean is that if I put I cannot showcase you, but a unit has a bar, which means that it goes up. As soon as the bar fills up, it uses its ultimate. So that makes it so it reduces that. So pretty good stuff. Share defeat. Share defeat makes it so that your unit is able, basically this is for AFK or for leveling up your shadows kinda equally. So it will also regenerate EXP and hit if it comes to shadow tiers to Grand Marshal. So it's pretty good stuff, and always when you use that, always of course use a tier skill potion with it. Okay? Next up, crit shadow. Crit shadow, I have not been seeing our shadows critting, but that's just me. They nerfed it to a 2%. It's still ideal, but if you don't want the extra crit damage, you can always go for double ruins, because double ruins makes it so that if you run a dungeon, especially on the lower level, if you're still farming those key raids, You will have like 99, 99 extremely fast, or whatever you have as your max ruin or max stats in your item. It's gonna be max extremely fast. So keep that in mind. The best ruins to have, of course, is rank up ruin. The reason why I say this, if you get a rank up ruin 100%, you can make like a double ruin, which can create a double dungeon, which you can farm your weapons faster, because there are going to be two bosses in there that's going to drop the current weapon that you're using if you use the correct ruin, which is right now Slayer ruin for this update. But in every single update, use always that nice little talent, so you are able to get your runes faster. So you can pick whatever you want to pick on this one, but I do say like double ruin is the best one to go for if it comes to dungeoning, farming. But if you want full burst damage, then go for critical shadow. The next one is the one that is kind of debatable, because I do love blood magic. I wish they implemented this in our weapon, because our weapon is kind of like an ultimate, because it says 1 per minute your weapon can deal a strike that removes 5% of the target's EHP, which is good. But our weapon currently right now is underperforming, but it still is a really good talent. But I wish they put this in our arsenal, so we can just have this automatically as an ultimate ability. That would be nice. Shadow Army, it is nice to use Shadow Army to have 3 more extra shadow equipped, yes, but it doesn't make you stronger. It only is for cosmetics. It doesn't make you stronger. Relics is the one, Master Relic is the one that's making you stronger right now, because the reason only, relics are extremely strong, because if you use a relic, it doesn't matter what relic you use. Let's just say you go DPS relics, you can equip another shadow level relic with that talent. My bad. So by using that relic master, it does make your DPS go up quite a bit. The last 375, in my opinion, you have dual mastery. I don't know on this yet what they're gonna do. If dual mastery, you can equip 2 extra weapons. If it's gonna be so that you are able to equip another weapon, which 2G weapons, that will be nice to see. That's gonna bump up your DPS, but still they have to boost the actual weapon damage to actually be 50-50 on shadows and on weapons. So we need to see what this is about. Shadow General makes it so that your units can individually hit another target. So that's gonna be nice, because you can like split the targets from hitting each other. If there is like a sneak peek that I can show you guys. So here is the sneak peek that I want to show you guys by Paydo itself, like Paydo Gaming. In the sneak peek, we can click it, and this is basically what Shadow, what that talent is gonna do. So it's gonna make it so that, as you can see here, they're just running around everywhere now. Usually when it comes to normal attacks, it would be like your shadow is just that they are going to one person, but now you can see that they are running around and making basically you solo desert, which is extremely helpful, especially in the long runs. And of course, when they're gonna buff up desert more with some other loot, with some other resources, and if people are running this build, it's gonna make it so easier, because if you're running it with a full squad that does 20 plus UD damage, yeah, it's gonna be looking great to run this talent, in my opinion. So Shadow General is gonna be strong. Tidal Fusion makes it so, it says it right here, it says this is gonna be able to equip 1 title and a subtitle. I'm a little bit confused about this one, because the way it sounds is that it tells me that I can equip another title and a subtitle, but we have been talking about this and we think it's just a subtitle. So that makes it so they should made it maybe like subtitle, like subtitle, just like a subtitle. But the description says allow you to equip one title and one subtitle at the same time, unlocking hybrid build and passive singers. Um, so it is like a title and a subtitle. So that's basically my talent system in a nutshell. So you can use this build, your full DPS build. This is just the bread and butter. All right, this is your bread and butter, the creme de la creme. This is it. The other one, Swift Fly, you don't really need it. Keymaster, you don't really need it. Dungeon Speeder, it's just essential if you want to be faster in dungeons, but you don't really need it. So some of them are gonna be like essential if you just want to have a fun build. And the weapon builds right now, they don't do a lot. Like there is no point for using weapons right now. Only like if you are a lower level. But even if you are a beginner, you always should go for shadow damage, in my opinion. You can buff your weapon up basically to have more weapon damage. But on that base level, since you need tickets to get the game passes, I don't recommend you going off target. I just go straight for the weapon build, the shadow damage build, and maybe only crit shadow I wouldn't take. I would take as a beginner or a mid-level player. I would go for these three, and then switch to switch to double ruin, and then switch to relic master, and that's it. That's what I would pick if I were to be a lower level. All right. So that being said, I think I went over it all. The only thing what I can tell you guys is by getting all titles, this is for all titles and all subtitles. Always try to get all of your titles, because all titles give like an unequipped buffed, and that unequipped buff is gonna make you a bit stronger. Also for the subtitles have also an unequipped buff, and that's also gonna make you still a little bit stronger. So don't think I don't have to get these titles. You do if you want to do the maximum damage. And how to get all of the all of the name collectors is by getting completing all quests on that island, which you need to follow your quests. And if you want to have the full down, if it's still not open for you like this, which means you got to make some money on the game, and you got to buy every single weapon of every single starter island, every single island, world 1 and world 2. You got to buy all weapon from the weapon vendor. Basically this guy right here, the weapon, and you got to buy every single one of them, and then these titles will open by itself. What do they give? It's arms master, which means that it's weapon damage you're gonna get. So you're gonna have a boost on your weapon damage. So try to get it now as fast as you can, because they said that they're gonna boost up the weapons 50-50. So get that out of the way. It's pretty easy, and then you should be able to have a little bit more damage on your weapon. And of course, the upgrades in your guild, in your family guild, oh, I forgot to add my gems. That's nice. So it's gonna make it so that you have a little bit more DPS, a little bit more power if it comes to this stuff. So weapon damage is gonna be nice, and of course shadow boost is gonna be also nice. Shadow boost is the one to go for because you need the weapon damage of the shadow boost, of course, but afterwards weapon damage, of course, to balance and get that extra weapon damage. All right. So that being said, hopefully this video was helpful. It was a little bit of a longer video because I wanted to explain you guys how to get stuff. And I love to make these starter guides. I love to make these just these guides for you guys to get you guys on your feet and get stronger on the updates to come. All right, if you guys are new here, feel free to subscribe, turn on notifications, and more guides to come. And of course, if y'all want to join the guild, we still have some spots left. All right, we still have some spots left. We got 20 spots left. So if you feel like, hey, I want to join the Legend family, I want to join the journey, yeah, join up. All right, join the Discord in the description and join up. See you guys soon. Peace.